Desertification, drought, famine. What if Africa's driest region was also a global laboratory for regenerative agriculture? This is the Sahel, a vast region where 300 to 600 millimeters of rain fall each year. A place where over 100 million people depend entirely on that rain for their survival. What you're about to see isn't a story of despair, but one of incredible ingenuity, a green revolution quietly unfolding against all odds. The Sahelian climate is one of extremes. We're talking about tropical, ferruginous soils, baked hard by the sun. Land degradation is a severe problem, with over 65% of agricultural land affected in some areas. The rainfall is not just scarce, it's incredibly unpredictable. Yet, in this challenging environment, family farming isn't just surviving. It's the backbone of the entire region, representing over 80% of all farms. For generations, farmers here have been battling the encroaching desert. Today, their ancestral knowledge, combined with modern science, is creating solutions that could inspire the world. Let's dive into their toolkit, starting with soil conservation. Have you ever heard of jouait? It's a genius technique. Farmers dig small pits, about 20 to 30 centimeters deep, spaced roughly 80 centimeters apart. They fill these pits with manure and compost before planting. The results are staggering. In some conditions, yields have increased by up to 500%. These pits act like funnels, capturing precious rainwater and channeling it directly to the plant's roots. They also encourage termite activity, which naturally aerates and enriches the soil, literally bringing dead land back to life. Then there are the stone bunds. Farmers collect stones and arrange them in lines perpendicular to the slope of the land. It seems simple, but these stone lines are incredibly effective at slowing down water runoff, giving it time to soak into the ground instead of washing away the topsoil. Studies have shown this technique alone can boost crop yields by up to 59%. Another clever method is the half-moon or demi-lune. These are small crescent-shaped microbasins that collect water, creating a pocket of moisture for crops to thrive. They are especially useful in areas receiving 300 to 900 millimeters of rain per year. All these techniques, from anti-erosion dikes to microbasins, are part of a massive effort to reclaim degraded land, one small plot at a time. Now let's look up to the trees. Agroforestry is another pillar of this green revolution. One of the most famous examples is farmer-managed natural regeneration, or FMNR. Instead of planting new trees, which can be difficult in this climate, farmers protect and manage the saplings that sprout naturally from old tree stumps and roots in their fields. This simple, low-cost method has restored over 5 million hectares of land in Niger alone. That's an area larger than Switzerland. Key tree species like Phyderbia albida are true miracle workers. This tree has a unique reverse leafing cycle. It drops its nitrogen-rich leaves during the rainy season, fertilizing the crops growing beneath it, and grows its leaves in the dry season, providing shade and fodder for livestock when it's needed most. Other essential species like Acacia senegal, Balanites aegyptiaca, and Ziziphus mauritiana provide everything from food and medicine to forage and carbon storage, creating a resilient, multi-layered agricultural system. Of course, healthy soil needs food. Sahelian farmers are masters of creating their own agroecological inputs. They use compost, manure, and other organic matter to enrich their fields, sometimes applying 1 to 3 tons per hectare. This improves the soil's organic content, its structure, and its microbial life, creating a fertile foundation for crops. Even the use of chemical fertilizer is being rethought with microdosing, the application of tiny targeted amounts to maximize efficiency and minimize cost and environmental impact. Mulching, which involves covering the soil with organic material, helps retain moisture and suppress weeds. And what about the crops themselves? The Sahel is home to some of the world's hardiest cereals: millet, sorghum, fonio, along with legumes like cowpea and groundnut. These plants are perfectly adapted to the climate. Farmers have been selecting and saving the best seeds for generations, cultivating varieties that can tolerate drought and mature quickly in the short rainy season. Today, this traditional knowledge is being combined with modern breeding to develop even more resilient, high-yielding local varieties. The real magic happens when these practices are combined into integrated systems. Imagine a field where Faidherbia trees provide fertility for rows of millet, which in turn are intercropped with nitrogen-fixing cowpeas. Livestock graze on crop residues after the harvest, and their manure is collected, composted, and returned to the soil, closing the nutrient loop. This integration of agriculture, agroforestry, and livestock creates a powerful synergy, making the entire farm more productive and resilient than the sum of its parts. Crop rotation and associations like millet cowpea are not just traditions, they are sophisticated ecological strategies. The spirit of innovation in the Sahel is truly inspiring. Take the bouli, a traditional village pond that has been modernized into an agricultural reservoir. These boulis capture and store runoff water during the rainy season. During the long dry season, this stored water is used to irrigate high-value market gardens, providing food and income for 50 to 60 families around a single reservoir. This creates what some are calling the Sahelian bocage, a landscape of green, irrigated gardens that stand in stark contrast to the dry savanna around them. The impact is not just anecdotal, it's measured by science. In parts of Burkina Faso, studies found that farmers who adopted agroecology saw their yields increase by an average of 77% and their income by 67%. On some intensified plots, yields for staple grains have jumped from a mere 320 kilograms per hectare to over 1420. We are talking about millions of hectares of degraded land being brought back into production, sequestering carbon and feeding families. Of course, the path is not easy. These techniques are labor-intensive. Preparing a hectare with zai pits can take up to 300 hours of hard physical work. Manure, the black gold of the Sahel, is often scarce. Access to land can be insecure, especially for women and young people. In some areas, there simply aren't enough stones to build bunds. And overarching all of this is the persistent challenge of rural poverty. But the future is green. Projects like the Great Green Wall, an ambitious plan to plant an 8,000-kilometer-long belt of trees across the continent, are embracing these farmer-led agroecological approaches as their foundation. Agroecology is now recognized not just as a way to fight hunger, but as a powerful climate solution, a way to build resilience in one of the world's most vulnerable regions. So, what if the next great agricultural revolution doesn't come from a lab in Silicon Valley, but from the determined, ingenious farmers of the Sahel? Their story is a powerful reminder that the solutions to our planet's biggest challenges can often be found in the wisdom of the land and the people who know it best. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of a changing world.